Spoiler 1. Roy walks in on a cozy moment. Lisa and Becky find evidence that proves that Betsy didn't damage the police car, with Lisa then blasting D.I. Costello for wrongfully arresting her daughter. Costello then tells Lisa that Becky wanted to contact Lisa a lot of times over the years, but it was too risky. As Betsy's released, Costello contacts Becky and tells her he's done his part by making Lisa think he was to blame for Becky's fake death. In exchange for helping her out, Costello wants Lisa gone within the month. But as Becky and Lisa later share a cozy moment together on the sofa, Roy walks in. Spoiler 2. Betsy has big plans. Betsy is eager for Becky to take her shopping, so that she has new bits and pieces for when they move to Spain. Finding out that Betsy's skipped work to go shopping, Lisa returns home with some big questions. How will Betsy and Becky explain themselves? Spoiler 3. Hope's nails cause a stir. With Bethany trying on her Halloween outfit, she decides to send it back. Sarah worries that it's because of her stoma. When Bethany then does Hope's nails at the salon, she posts a photo of them online, but is soon trolled in the comments section. Spoiler 4. Theo lashes out and loses everything. Theo arrives at the yard for a meeting with Pete, who flirts and suggests they hook up again. But Theo makes it clear he's not interested. Pete calls him a drama queen, and Theo flies into a rage. Gary tries to placate Pete, but they lose the contract. So Gary tells Theo they need to part ways. Spoiler 5. Theo turns on Todd. Todd gives Sarah and Harry a lift and is horrified when Harry spills his milkshake in the back of the car. Sarah profusely apologizes, and Todd is surprised when Theo is cool about it. But back at the flat, Theo goes mad at Todd for disrespecting his new car. Todd promises to have it professionally cleaned, but will it end there? Spoiler 6. Bernie plots to teach Naomi a lesson. Bernie and Gemma want to get revenge on Naomi and find her in the bistro. Their plan is to wind her up so she loses her temper and they can film her. It works, and Naomi loses her rag. Bernie films it all before Dev and Kit arrive, but have they just made things worse? Spoiler 7. Christina moves in with George. Christina is worried George is working too hard. When he falls asleep at his desk, she answers the phone and turns down work, saying George is too busy. Christina later finds out she is being evicted, and George offers her Todd's old room. Glenda is furious as she is worried she won't have anywhere to live when the new pub owners arrive. Spoiler 8. Abby tries to make ends meet. When Dylan refuses to steal a car for Carl, Abby takes note of the details and heads to do the job herself. But full of nerves, will she go through with it? Spoiler 9. Tyrone struggles as Ollie saves the day. Tyrone and Fizz head to the bistro for lunch, but Tyrone is embarrassed in his wheelchair, and when he can't cut his own food, he soon loses his temper and sends his plate flying. Fizz suddenly spots her bag is missing and sees a man with it running for the door. Ollie jumps out of his seat to save the day. As Tyrone is left helpless while Fizz watches Ollie, how will he react? And if you enjoyed these Coronation Street spoilers, subscribe so you can come back for more news from the cobbles. Spoiler 1. Nigel crashes his car. While preparing to sell his beloved car, Nigel accidentally damages it instead. Desperate to fund his trip to India, he and Lauren finalize the sale at a reduced price. Spotting the keys to the car, he decides to take it for one last spin. After an argument with Julie, Nigel sneaks off for a drive. But when Julie calls, he grows overwhelmed and crashes the car. Spoiler 2. Nigel hands himself into Jack. After the crash, guilty Nigel searches for answers. Julie lies and tells him that she had been driving. Not believing Julie, Nigel turns himself into Jack. Jack accompanies Nigel to the police station where he makes a statement to the police. Spoiler 3. Oki issues a chilling threat. George grows increasingly worried about Kojo's whereabouts. At the flat, Oki tells Harry to call Kojo. When Harry tells Kojo to run away, Oki issues a terrible threat. Spoiler 4. Teddy searches for his son. Meanwhile, after an odd text from Harry's phone, Teddy shares his concern with Billy. As Teddy sets off for Cardiff in search of Harry, Kojo returns to the flat. Spoiler 5. Gina and Jasmine's night takes a terrible turn. At the Albert, Gina grows close to Jasmine. As talk turns to Cindy, Jasmine prods her for gossip. She and Gina decide to go for a drink elsewhere. However, their night soon takes a darker turn. Spoiler 6. Johnny pursues an opportunity. Elaine and Callum encourage Johnny to explore a business opportunity with an old client named Tim. Suave Tim soon impresses Elaine. When Callum arrives, he's surprised to see that Tim isn't quite what he'd expected. Johnny agrees to go into business with Tim, ignoring Callum's warning about his potential motives. Spoiler 7. Johnny tries to buy Lexi's affections. Billy is annoyed when Johnny attempts to win Lexi over with expensive gifts. Seeing how Johnny is trying to buy Lexi's affections, Billy tells Callum to put a stop to it. Later, Johnny offers to take Lexi to a concert. Seeing how happy Lexi is, Callum is conflicted. Spoiler 8. Zoe steals from the Vic. Zoe is desperate to hire a private investigator to find her son. However, Kat tells her that Sharon is away with Vicky, so it'll have to wait. Kat promises to help Zoe find her son, but is furious when she learns that Zoe has stolen money from the till. Spoiler 9. Zoe drops another bombshell. Zoe overhears Kat telling Alfie that she'll have to leave if she doesn't buck up her ideas. Later, things are tense between Kat and Zoe, until they become distracted by a cat trapped in the Vic. Zoe rescues the cat, making amends with Kat. However, events take a shocking turn when Zoe drops yet another bombshell. And if you enjoyed these EastEnders spoilers, subscribe so you can come back for more news from the square. Spoiler 1. Kev makes himself at home in the Dales. Kev is in the village, and Robert is having a hard time juggling his double life. When Kev encounters Aaron in the cafe, things get complicated. Robert is visibly shaken to see them together, and he worries there's no way he can keep a lid on this. He downplays his past with Kev to Aaron, but will it throw him off the scent? Spoiler 2. Victoria pressures Robert. As Robert continues to juggle everything, Victoria pressures him to come clean. He knows he has to end things with Kev, especially when Aaron announces their rekindled relationship to the entire wool pack. Spoiler 3. Aaron catches Robert kissing Kev. Robert later talks to Kev and expresses concerns about his aggression. Kev promises to change and be a better man, but Robert still can't be honest. As he continues with both relationships, Kev is suspicious something is off. He gifts Robert a fancy new watch and then publicly kisses him. But Robert has no idea Aaron, who is also sure something is off, is watching. Robert is horrified when he realizes Aaron has seen everything. How will he explain this one? And is this the end of Robert and Aaron for good? Spoiler 4. Joe wants revenge. The police inform the Kings and Tates they are not taking Carl's case any further. Joe is furious and wants tougher justice, but Dawn just wants to draw a line under the whole thing. Spoiler 5. Joe runs Jimmy over. Joe is out driving later on and he gets distracted. He is horrified when he hits somebody, and even more so when he sees it's Jimmy. Caleb has witnessed the whole thing, and he forces Joe to call an ambulance. Joe insists to the police it was an accident, but Nicola is sure it was his revenge. Spoiler 6. A stowaway is found at the depot. Joe goes to the depot to sort things out with Caleb, but they are distracted when they find a terrified woman called Anya in one of the vans. Anya has clearly stowed away, and when Ruby arrives, she is confused over what is going on. Liam later looks Anya over and advises Ruby to report her to the authorities. But will she? Spoiler 7. Dylan trapped by Ray. Paddy gifts Dylan a rally driving experience to celebrate passing his driving test. Marlon is also using Dylan to get closer to April again. Ray reminds Dylan the rally driving clashes with work from him, leaving Dylan torn. Eventually, he turns Ray's job down in favor of going with Paddy, leaving Ray furious. Ray later tasks Dylan with stealing the depot driving schedules. He snoops in Jay's office and is almost busted, but then gets away with the info Ray wants. Spoiler 8. Gabby's big decision. Mandy is shocked to find Gabby looking through Vinny's phone. Gabby tries to explain, but Mandy is worried about their relationship and that the trust has gone. Soon, Gabby makes a big decision, and it leaves Vinny completely blindsided. What is she about to do? Spoiler 9. Claudette chastises Charles. Liam launches his prostate checking campaign and is pleased when lots of people turn up for checks. But Claudette is fuming to find out Charles has lied about getting checked every few years, especially because she lost a brother to the disease. And if you enjoyed these Emmerdale spoilers, subscribe so you can come back for more.